Fellow Cameroon compatriot, today I want to tell you about the biggest corruption scandal in our country's history that is going on right now. And unfortunately, a lot of Cameroonians are not aware because they rely on the highly censored media in Cameroon. And our political oppositions are sleeping on this issue. Apart from Kawala and Prince of USNDP, there is basically no opposition party, effective opposition party in Cameroon. Let me tell you what is going on. A Cameroon colonel by the name Ghislaine Jouer, who is attached to the Cameroon embassy in Morocco, has been arrested in France. He arrived in France with the Cameroon diplomatic passport, and out of respect for the diplomatic passport, he was not arrested immediately by the French intelligence who have been tailing him all along. He was arrested when he arrived at his airport in Georges V airport in hotel in France. On his possession was found 45 million CFA in cash. He was arrested at gunpoint and taken into his hotel room. In his hotel room, a cache of secret documents from the Cameroon government of highly placed Cameroon officials were discovered in his room, including the cash sum of 1.3 billion CFA in cash. That makes it a total amount of 1.345 billion CFA in cash caught in the hands of a simple colonel. If you divide this sum of money to all Cameroonians, everybody is going to receive 5 million CFA. Now, this colonel is not just an ordinary colonel. This guy is said to be the handler, a personal person of the Minister of Transport, Edgar Sally. If you know the Minister of Transport, this guy was a former Minister of Defense, this Betty man who is part of the ruling clique, who has been plaguing Cameroon and involved in huge capital flight away from our country. This minister is the same minister who signed the waiver for the Ezeka train to be overloaded. That has directly caused the massive loss of life. He should be in jail right now for criminal negligence. Anyway, Cameroon is the way it is, but one day this man will stand trial. How do they have this sum of cash in hand? We know that the Ministry of Transport is a ministry. During the period of Aijo, was largely credited with intermarriage and developing of town that surrounds the so-called T-junctions in Cameroon, Kumba, Garoua, a lot of places. But the Ministry of Transport has been turned into a corruption hotbed. There is no official school that trains ministry official. This is the only ministry in Cameroon where degree holders in biology are being appointed as government delegates in the Ministry of Transport. Their main job is just to collect money from the sea department, the airport authorities, tax for taxi drivers. This is just an outlet for outright corruption. For 34 years, under the leadership of President Paul Biya, Cameroon infrastructure has deteriorated. Our country, our national debt is unsustainable. If we continue like this, our country is going to be bankrupt within 5 to 7 years, according to projection by many experts. The grand ambition of President Paul Biya has failed. His plan for 2035 has failed. Ezeka is an evidence. It is time for him to resign. He does not need to finish his mandate. Let him resign and go to Paris or to Switzerland with his wife and enjoy a good family life. It is time for those in Yaoundé, as Paul Biya had said, the day Yaoundé will ask him to leave, he will leave. It is time for the majority francophone to stop being passive and to put an end and demand an end to the regime of President Paul Biya and the dismantling of the CPTM corruption scheme that has permitted and facilitated the decadence in the Cameroon civil service. It's time for us to revive the spirit of patriotism and nationalism based on the true foundation of Cameroon. It's time for us, for our country, to be rebuilt, and for the next generation to carry our country forward, to be elected. We have to give chance for every generation to have a say in the future of our country. If you're a policeman, you have been given order to persecute and torture the citizens of Cameroon. You are not obligated to follow the executive, but you can defend the constitutional right of every Cameroonian right to life and freedom of expression and protest and legitimate protest. May God help us, and may we take the right decision. We can do it. This man is not above us. Cameroon is not his private property. The Unity Palace was not built by him. That is not his house. It is time for Paul Biya to resign. He has